Hi YouTube, Stephen here. Coming to you today on a beautiful Monday here in Iowa. I don't know about global warming and all that. I'm no scientist, but it's 50 degrees and I'm sitting here without a coat in Iowa. It's almost Christmas time. The motorcycles are running around here. It's something. So I'm enjoying it. Had a little bit of snow. I'm kind of excited to get out into the woods, in the snow and do some, coffee making and cooking up some food and all that. But for right now, this is okay. Louise and I have just a 3-day trip planned this weekend coming up. We're going to go over some cabins over on the Mississippi River and just spend 3 days and just have a little mini vacation. So I'm kind of hoping it snows and gets chilly over there. So smoking my little K Woody. I guess it's kind of a bulldog, I suppose. Rhodesian bulldog. I get those two mixed up. Bought this off eBay quite a few years ago, and it's one of my very favorite pipes. Just big and chunky, and for people that like custom builds, if they're not related, blood brothers, kissing cousins, whatever you want to call it, it is a custom built. But yeah, big and chunky and heavy. It's like a 7LA 320. It just feels like that. So I love it. Smoking K Woody today because that'll lead into something a little later. And I'm smoking some LJ Peretti Thanksgiving Day. And yes, I fell for the hype. They kept popping up on mostly on Facebook pipe groups. This little beautifully wrapped chunk of tobacco, and yeah, tasty. I just bought one, and maybe I should have bought more, but it filled up this jar, and it's good stuff. It's a little outside of my my norm. I'm the Latakia guy, heavy Latakias, but it's tasty. I think it's one that'll probably age real well. Of course, I got my timber tamper as usual, but the tobacco kind of leads into the topic as well for later. The first thing I want to talk about is I got a little lazy, but last Sunday, I believe, a week ago Sunday, was my 6th anniversary on YouTube. And it's funny that you celebrate or you recognize a day of something like that, but I've got it in my phone and it pops up and says, hey, you've been on YouTube 6 years. And it doesn't seem like it's been that long, but time does have a way of flying right by. And it's been a fine time. Boy, I made some great friends. Just sharing the comments with you folks and going back and forth with your channels and meeting new folks all the time. And I have to say thank you to my subs. Everybody says the same thing. Oh, I can't imagine, I don't know, I have 700 and some subs that you'd watch some old guy sit on his deck, smoking a pipe. But you do, and I appreciate that a lot. It means a lot to me. So thank you all for sticking around. I'm going to stick around as long as I can. I enjoy this YouTube, and I enjoy when I'll get a new sub and somebody I don't know, and then I sub them back, and how it works, and it's just it's a nice time. And yeah, friends all over the world. As per usual, it's going to be a struggle to keep the pipe going. This thing is a smoking machine, but talking and not puffing isn't a good mix. So the other reason I wanted to come to you today, this is one I couldn't get lazy about. I had to make a video about this. And the custom built, the K Woody, now I'm confused. The K Woody and the Thanksgiving Day lead me right into, I guess I would say, being grateful or giving thanks. I've got a cousin that we're extremely close. We actually lived next door to each other. We're almost exactly the same age. We lived next door to each other for quite a few years. You know, we participated in the same skateboard competitions, and it's funny. We'd come out in the morning and go to high school, and you know, every time you join one of the skateboard competitions, they give you a shirt, T-shirt, and we'd walk out the door, and oh my gosh, we're wearing the same shirt, you know. So somebody'd have to go change, and we'd always laugh about that. But he moved away to Colorado quite a few years ago. He actually told me the other day he's been in Colorado longer than he was in Iowa, so he's a Coloradan now. But he has a very successful business, but he on the side buys and sells, trades antiques and art and just about anything. Years ago, I remember when the Colorado Avalanche moved to a new arena, he went and bought the locker room, all the cubbies and you know all the the doors. I think I don't know if he's still got any of that stuff or not, but so anything that pops up, he likes to find toys that we would have had as a kid. He posts a lot of those on Facebook, and I really enjoy that. Things that maybe we couldn't afford to have, or we hadn't, had forgotten about, and he'll see it somewhere. And he's pretty good. He's got an eye and the ability to buy something for $1 and sell it for more than $1. He's got a extensive collection of his own things. You know, he basically sells things to buy things that he wants to keep in his collection. So anyway, he's out in the world, in the antique world, and he knows I have a love for pipes, and he says he's always looking, but he sees the same pipes we see, chewed to heck, the bit, and the bowl burned off. You know how old codgers were in the old days; they just smoked them until they were dead, and then when they were dead, their wives would sell them to the antique store. So anyway, that's how this story unfolds. Seems he has a friend that has an antique store, and he had some pipes in it. So he contacted me, and he said, "Hey, I've got this buddy that I'm at his store," and he mentioned something about blah Woody. He has no knowledge of pipes whatsoever. And I said, "You mean K Woody?" And he said, "Yeah, maybe, something like that." And I said, "Yeah, I've got two of them, this being one. Another one, a very long Canadian with a meerschaum lining." But I said, "I love them. I'd be interested in them." And he says, "Well, I'll send you some pictures." So he sends me about 5 pictures, a couple of meerschaums, which I've never really been a big fan of, and at least none of them's caught my eye yet. And probably 8 or 9 pipes, 2 or 3 of which I would have bought if I saw them in an antique store. They looked pretty good. The others were, kind of your normal antique store finds. But it's funny, looking at the photos, I was actually at work, and I'm looking at the photos, and I don't think any of those look like K Woodies. How did he come up with Woody or K Woody? So anyway, he says, "I'm going to buy you 2 or 3 of them for Christmas." And we don't normally do Christmas gifts. He lives in Colorado. He may come home occasionally. He was home not too long ago, and we got to spend some time together. Like I said before, we're very close. We're like brothers. I didn't have a brother, and he's as close as I got. So he didn't come home that often. We don't do gifts or anything. But he said, "I saw these pipes, and I'm going to get you 2 or 3 of them, and there's nothing you can do about it." I said, "Oh, okay." And he asked me if there are any of the others I liked, and I commented and actually circled on the photo 2 of them I think that I would probably buy. And that'll be probably at a later date. He said, "Well, that'll be on me. But he's got these 3 that he wants to send me. So I'll get a box in the mail." And he calls. He wants to be on the phone. We probably should have done FaceTime or something, but we were just on the phone. He said, "Open it." I told him I was going to wait till Christmas. "No, open it." So I open it, and I reach in. Everything's bubble wrapped really, really well. And the first one I pull out is, and I'm going to lay this K Woody down. I'm going to grab this K Woody. It's a K Woody Super Grain. got the little finger spots here. You know, I looked, just, you know, sitting in the living room, the light's not super great, but I go, my gosh, the bit looks like it's brand new. And then I look inside, and it's unsmoked. An unsmoked K Woody from who knows when, 50s, 60s, 70s. You know, I've done some research. They have pipes like this all through their range from the late 30s to the 80s, I think. But unsmoked. And yeah, I don't think he really understood how cool it is to get a vintage pipe, an estate pipe, that's unsmoked. And boy, that was enough for me. I said, there's nothing in this box that can top that. There's no way. I mean, that's incredible. So he says, open the others, open the others. So I get to open the others, all bubble wrapped up, and I pull out this one. A K Woody match grain, and its brother, K Woody match grain, both unsmoked. What do you say to that? You know, a little bit different length, and all the research I did said that K Woody was kind of famous for doing 2, 5, and 7 day sets and match green sets. And I'm guessing this is probably a 2-pipe set. You know, they would have come with a gift box and whatnot. But I'm guessing that's what it was. They're exactly the same pipe, just one's a little bit longer than the other. But 3 K Woodies from who knows when, long time ago, unsmoked, beautiful, just beautiful, perfect. So I, you know, of course, got a little choked up and said, that's something. You know, I didn't see that in the picture, or the pictures you sent. And of course, he said, no, I pulled those aside before he sent you the pictures. So he got me and kind of pulled a fast one. And I absolutely love them. You know, I tried to explain to him how impressed I am about having an unsmoked pipe, but there's a bit of a conundrum now. Do I smoke them? And I'll ask you guys, do I smoke these things? This will be my 90th pipe. These 3 are, you know, 87, let's see, 88, 89, and 90. Got a lot of pipes. I don't need to smoke these pipes. Now, the story goes that it was a 90-year-old guy that had a collection, and I assume he passed, and his wife or his family sold him to the antique store. Somehow the antique guy got a hold of him, and this was just 3 out of his collection. Now he's 90, and he passes. I'm 60. I probably won't be here forever. Do I smoke these, or do I pass them? That's a conundrum. I wasn't going to do anything rash. First thing he says, my cousin says, is smoke them. They're made to be smoked. And I told him that about some of the tobaccos that people, you know, cellar, and they never get to smoke them, and they die, and they've got a whole cellar full of, you know, Frog Morton that they never touched. And, you know, I think when COVID started, people started opening up their cellars thinking, well, you know, if something bad happens, I'd like to enjoy some of this. So it leaves me in kind of that same situation that you know, I thought I might get a 3-pipe rack and just set them up and have them as a showpiece. I don't need to smoke them. The moment you put tobacco in there and light it, they're not unsmoked anymore. But yet, they're a smoking machine. They're made to be smoked. It's like having a guitar that you don't play or a bicycle that you don't ride. You hang it on the wall, you know. Is it still a bicycle? Is it still a pipe if you don't smoke it? So leave me some comments. Give me some direction. I did consult with the wisest guy I know, Timber Drifter, and he said, ooh, don't rush into anything. And I thought that was... See, I told you that he was the wisest guy I know. So I'm not rushing. I have no need to. So anyway, that's why I'm making this video. I had the Thanksgiving tobacco and the K Woody pipe, just to emphasize how thankful I am that my cousin's in my life, and that he was looking out for me. You know, he could have walked right past these. He says he sees pipes all the time, and gives him a half a glance. And I told him, hey, keep your eyes open, but that's not what he deals in, and it doesn't interest him. So these caught his eye, and he thought of me, and I'm so grateful. I'm so thankful, and I'm so honored to have these. Except now I got a bit of a conundrum, as I said. Pretty good problem to have, I think. So, pipe's already out. Yeah, it is what it is. So anyway, I'm going to finish my pipe, and you guys leave me some comments, give me some direction, and I may listen to you, I may not. So, thanks for stopping by. Thank you, cuz. There's not much else I can do to thank you. I mean, I can't send you a card to say thanks. I can't do it properly. So I thought this video might. I know you watch my videos. This video might at least show you how happy I am. So anyway, thanks guys for joining me, and see you again soon. Take good care.